Good time zone, it's me, DjDoubleT, here and existing with some Tavern Talk, because we got an adventure to continue on, and it's time to play a little bit of this. Today's plan is to play a little bit of Tavern Talk until my voice decides to say no more, and then to play some, whatchamacallit, I think some TFT, because I saw there is the TFT set Arrival, and I want to try it out, and see how that's gonna go. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. Act 2, Starlight Sonata. 7, Crossroads of 3, Third of the Astral Moon. Where are my glasses? That's one thing I forgot about. Aha! Constant. The constant. Where are my glasses? And also the constant need to remember what character voices sound like.
Good morning.
Good morning, Melly. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today?
Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such.
I was not dilly-dallying.
He was. It goes well with the brooding.
Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours?
Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly?
Can do. Alright, smart and sparkly, smart and sparkly. What kind of drink am I making for you? Head. The brain. 3 brain. Okay. So sparkle. Oh, sparkling nebula. Of course. Makes sense. Alright, so we gotta add the brain juices. 1, 2, 3. Also, are these anything clickable? I keep thinking there's gonna be something clickable around for some reason. Some of that. Some of that. There we go. So, spark. Oh! Hello, Andu. Oh, look at your spuggy eyes. I was about to pour that in your mouth, and I'm like, no. Actually, let me see what happens if I pour it into, like, Andu. Like, does Andu start sparkling, or no? You like it, Andu? Okay. Sparkling nebula. Ding. Aha. A fresh brew of smart sparkles.
Uh, thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle.
Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. Alright. Alright. So, has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. It seems to have awakened memories of old woe.
He seemed pretty excited to me.
He should be, if it's him well. Almost like it was made for him.
It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected them to be the size of a colossal saber, tiger's fangs, but they were much tinier.
A common misconception. Where did you find him? The fallen West Gate. It was a tragic sight to behold.
It was okay, just a bit crumbly. You can't rebuild it that quickly because giant wildfire badgers keep showing up at night. Apparently they really like to eat stardust.
Do you know a lot about giant wildfire badgers, Melly?
I do now.
Did you ask one for an interview?
No, they're not very talkative. Alethea gave me a lesson. uh,
After you stalked her for an hour.
I didn't stalk her. I was investigating.
Miss Anwar, the vampire, or the Westgate?
All of them. I've been hard at work the last few days, trying to uncover the mystery of the fallen stars. I was already very excited to get a closer look at the Westgate. When I saw a vampire traveling with a seasoned dwarf and a seraph cleric, I just knew I had struck gold. They were clearly investigating the area just like me. Of course, I wasn't sure whether they would share their findings with me, or how deeply they might have been involved in the conspiracy themselves, so we opted to stay in the shadows. We watched them from the best hiding spots we could find, listening in on their conversations. Unfortunately, they were mostly talking about the quality of different pickaxes. That didn't stop us from staying vigilant.
Us?
Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate.
I'm no such thing. Well, it's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo.
Oh, thank you.
So, you weren't able to collect much evidence by eavesdropping?
No, not this time.
Then, how did you end up getting zoology lessons?
Yes, so my stealth may need some work.
That's an understatement. She knocked over every stone we came across. It was a miracle that none of them noticed us. They must have been struggling with their perception this morning. Yeah, the giant wildfire badgers sure weren't. She steered 3 of them our way. That sounds terrifying.
Ew, what was it? I mean, they were way taller than us and had piercing flaming eyes and sharp teeth, but it was fine. That's just how investigations go sometimes. Plus, Alethea was there. She saved us. Put herself between us and the monsters. They blasted her with their fire, but didn't even hurt her one bit. And without taking a single hit, she banished them into the primordial sea. That's where they come from. Did you know that?
I do now.
They also can smell about 800 times better than us and know how to use chopsticks.
Oh.
She told us all that after yelling at us for almost getting killed. It was so cool.
It does sound very cool. Did she share any of her investigative insights with you?
No, she told us not to worry about it. But she did tell me to work on my stealth.
Will you?
Yes, Blaze offered to help me.
Did he now? It was embarrassing to watch. I'm sure it was. Were you shaken up at all by the wildfire badgers? No, I've encountered countless horrifying creatures in my time. You cannot meet them with the fear of death still beating in your heart.
Wait, so you've met monsters before? What kinds? Which ones are your favorites? Which are the first ones you ever saw? Did they try to eat you?
Of course, I've encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. but the shadows are full of them.
Really? That's scary.
Of course it is. Nappy, why did you get spooked? Alright, and I'll do those push-ups in a bit. Sorry, my nose was like sniffly. Howdy, neighbors? I think it's just me, right? Or is there somebody else around? But yeah, Nappy, why are you jump scared? I don't know what you mean. And also, how do you know I barely opened Instagram? What, are you just watching what I do now? And that's kind of scary, Nappy.
So, the first monsters you ever saw were shadow monsters?
No, they were much worse than that.
What is it?
Can I have a drink after all? The words aren't flowing easily. Why, of course. The same thing as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Alright, what kind of drink are we making this time around? Alright, we're going for charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Okay, spoken heart? Or that? Did I keep extending breeze or this one? Well, it's gotta be spoken heart, because spoken heart's always been the charismatic one. Oop. Was it this? It was like a splash of this. And then some of this. And I think this one, right? That's spoken heart? No, it wasn't. Okay, oh, that way. And a little bit of defense. Why do you have to be like defensive when you have spoken heart? Is it because you need to protect your heart or something? A drink, just for you. What are you up to, Nappy? Thanks.
How is it?
Fine. Nothing? Don't you have like schoolwork and stuff to do at all?
That means it's perfect.
So, where was I? Ah, right. Shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadow Banes and was eager to prove myself. Don't you have other work too, or no? It's said that there are great riches far in the depths of the Growlamac, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Fasoa. But didn't you say we were gonna be busy this week? Or was it last week we were busy? Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold. I owe it some depths. Oh, okay. Well, if you're up to nothing, do you want to be doing something? Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there to the darkest of its crevices. And guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. You don't have to, Nappy. It's only if you want to. Because, like, you know, if you want to, like, do nothing and relax, that's also viable. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapon, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call, and I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts.
They sound kind of cute. Oh dear. Well, they sound kind of cute.
Okay. They were not cute.
If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some.
Pray you never will. Room unlocked. All nightmare, no shadow.
No thanks.
Puppet Master? Ooh. Innkeep. Innkeep, hand me a drink, will ya? I also don't remember how I pronounce Care's name. Sir? Coming right up, Care. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful? Exactly. Alright, something strong and powerful. Got lots of sword, lots of stab. The Southern Brawler. Anything else I want to add in there to make some different flavorings, like, of stuff? Okay, anything I can add for, like, a mixture just cuz? Not necessarily. I mean, we could try adding Phoenix Chili. Let's add a Phoenix Chili, make it a little spicy. And then let's get this drawn up. The recipe. Southern Brawler. You think I remember how to make these by now? But I don't. Splash of that, splash of this. And voila. A Southern Brawler. There you go, undo. No? No undo? There you go. Bum, bum. And ta-da! A drink! You have a messed up definition of strong. Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah, and yours needs a prescription. Huh? Oh, a new recipe. Da, 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 da. Okay. Saying, Keep, you got room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me? You bet. It's what my Baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. Ooh, Sailor's Courage. Thank you, Kay. So since you're here in my tavern unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera? I did, obviously. Well, congratulations.
You encountered a chimera?
Sure did. Lived to tell the tale too. You or the Chimera? Both.
Cool. Are you a beast slayer?
I am. Though this time no beast was slain, I'm Carolyn, you.
Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wide world, and this is my assistant.
Your assistant got a name. Malachite. I see. So Melly, you're interested in chimeras?
I'm interested in everything, chimeras especially.
If you like, I can tell you that sneaky innkeep and your punkin crime over there, how I outsmarted one.
Yes, please.
I would love that. Well, alright, strap in tight then. Our friendly innkeep here sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the wyvern chimera in the quag mangrove. It's the key ingredient for vampire sunscreen.
That makes sense.
The issue is the marshlands, the chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain. So I went the route of trickery. My Bob always said all the chimeras she encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge. I ain't really the brawny type, but I thought even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Needed to pick a clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in the situation. I talked to a mouse. A mouse? A mouse. I found one local to the marshland, offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse?
Everyone knows that chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy.
Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find and made myself invisible.
You can do that?
Not usually, but the innkeep's drinks come with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word. But with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Color blindness?
Ooh, I think I know where this is going.
Not quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks, and leaves and made some glue from tree resin and spit.
Spit?
Everything holds together better with spit.
Let me jot that down.
Sure thing, kiddo, so I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. Put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So dressed up in camouflage, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and 2 of its heads were in a deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliance.
What kind of heads did it have? Besides the dragon one, obviously.
Classic lion and snake head combo. Of course, all of them heard us approaching. First, they seemed curious, but all 3 of them froze up when they saw the mouse. The little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. I stayed right behind them, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera trying to hide its fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, would loudly announce that he was a great wizard. And he had come to collect spell-casting ingredients for his plane-switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the chimera was more than ready to take up the offer. Though, it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled, or I growled. One and the same, really. So, the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return, he would leave the chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity, but when there was more and creature arguing, but finally the Chimera agreed. It filled the bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to have avoided any monumental violence, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable Chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my Baba's brains and charm after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him.
Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry?
Turns out, the mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. Disappeared with the cheese and just left its ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said something sooner about the whole wizard thing, you know? Ah, a typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. Alright, Navi. I'll see you back once you're done. I prefer the detectives, personally.
Me too.
Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear. When suddenly I felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a wyvern chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take his leave so that it could move to a more secure spot. Thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently, Baba was right. They do like a good ruse.
So, it wasn't mad?
No, it was amused. Impressed, even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words.
Strange words?
Stranger than a talking dragon head?
I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right?
Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hopefully, hope will fall, and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final tread, burying the past and keeping the dead. It sounded like a bunch of crack of thunder to me. How blasphemous. Didn't say it wasn't real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? And no one got time to interpret that kind of stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's the thing with prophecies. No need to interpret them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough.
What hero do you think it was talking about?
No clue.
I bet it's you.
I ain't no hero. I think you might be, Care. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire, I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself. My domain is merely my tavern. I am bound by the rules of the being that have trapped me here. Sune, barely get paid as it is. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine, might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me with this strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was...
Fun?
Yes, I'll admit it, it was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, Kimp. Thank you. I try. Now, any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? Last I saw him at the West Gate. And being fireproof, you should have no issues out here.
I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it.
Care to share?
I want to trade it. The information, I mean.
For what?
Can you teach me how to use a greatsword?
That's it? Sure thing. Right now.
Is right now okay?
I've got time. I might take you more than one lesson though.
That's okay. I've also I got time.
It's a deal then. I'll show you the basics and you tell me where to find the vampire.
Yippee! Yippee!
That is, if your assistant is alright with that. Don't care. Not my circus, not my monkey. Okay, kiddo, let's go. Innkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course, go wild. Will do.
Are you coming too, Mal?
No, I'll stay here and have another drink.
Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this to practice my sword and stealth skills?
Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient, I promise I'll have a quest for you soon.
I can't wait. I'm gonna destroy any challenge with my with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha!
I know you will.
But first, I gotta practice. See you later.
I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimism. Waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before, sweet and all. Coming right up. Oh, that drink has abs. Alright. Well, he's the same as before, so I guess I have to make the exact same thing. Because I would like to make the Sunny Breeze, but... there you go. Some sweet optimism for my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself there. You should be. So, Malachite, just leave me to my pondering. Actually, there is one thing I want to look at character-wise. So, we've gone through Blaze, Malachite, and I forgot what was his first name, Zephyr? So, what's his actual name? Got it. Oh, you're gonna ponder into the night?
Hi, Innkeep.
Hiya, Fable.
I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you too. I'm sorry, it took me so long to check in.
That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you.
No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of the Ashen Grove's trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And, of course, I had to check in on all the nearby settlements too, see if they needed help with any of the damage after all of that.
Did Uncle Dragon make it?
Yes, the rebel settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dragon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think
I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're here for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something? Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like something that would make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like this happens again. I don't think I have the recipe for that yet. Don't worry, I've got an idea. But even without such a drink, I'm sure people were very thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it. At least. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was going to end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course. But I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of a night sky. But everyone just seemed to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it and she said, "Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if you could put them back. You can never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. I'm not... I'm not sure that you can replace the stars, or if you should approach loss that way. It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. Right, but it still would be much nicer if some things would stay the same. They never do. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Carrie yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside. I did. Outside on your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? Oh dear. It was nice to see that she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit too. Try to rope me into their great sword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was just relieved to see Carolyn doing alright. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink? I would love a drink. Can I try out that new one I requested? 1,000 Winds, was it? In case I run into more people in need of help on the way back? I'm sure I'll find just the right thing. Alright, time to make some 1,000 Winds. So this one's gonna definitely, like, require an infusion. What thing can I use as an infusion to boost what I need? Probably the golden feather? I like the golden feathers first, so that helps me out. Golden feather. Ooh. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry, undo. There you go. Thousand Winds. So it seems like some of the later drinks you'll actually have to make the infusions happen. A breezy drink inspired by you and your kindness. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. They make the best drinks, right? They're okay. Really? Do you actually think that? Or is this a thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that a lot for some reason. They taste good. As good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said. Thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf and a ranger, and I come here a lot. They are also an incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true. Not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderfully exciting things it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Mal. I mean, Malachite. Obviously. Melly just talked about Mal. About a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth behind all this, but I think you should be honest with her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that thing in Zoford could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing actually. And I believe so many mages and familiars present, someone is bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Sounds like Zoford's going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. Zoford isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in eastern Fasoa, and there's, to my knowledge, the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals with very pretty fireworks. Why does it sound like something up your alley? Why? Sorry. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No, not mine, but... Melina is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think that's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're young so they can accept its existence in their lives. That's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean we should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough that us grown-ups have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with, and I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations sure did a lot of good for you there. Girl, that's... Okay, Fable, that's a little much, but honestly, that's also like a truth right there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all that star debris, they're losing sight of the important things. like feeding me new information. That very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun that I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me, nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried. About Malachite or Melly? Both. Are you really going to send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Zelford beautiful city with a very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'll be going alone. I hope not. There's little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews. I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Asteria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything. Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fear stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when I'm scared. Rather than not at all, maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from things that scared me, but with the right people by your side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they are still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over for sometime. Perhaps. Though one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they visible? Oh, you mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry, go home. Fix the many things that worry you as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, innkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. There you go, Andy. You gotta eat. After getting all those drinks, you need some food. So you sleep. And blow out the candle. Act 2, Starlight Sonata. Chapter 8, New Horizons, 4th of the Astral Moon. Not Moon. Moon. Oh. Well, hello there. Good mythical morning. It's well past noon. It's still morning somewhere. Plus, a wizard doesn't care about things like time. Time's not only relative, but also flexible. Like a gummy worm. One time, I actually tried breaking through the space-time continuum using a loophole through the primordial vortex. And? Did it work? No. But almost. I would have needed a drip of primordial seed to enhance the curvature, and that should have done it. But no access to primordial seed. Bummer. I heard that's not very easy to get. Theopracticality it is. Theopracticality? Practically? Practically in theory, duh. Ah, that makes sense. I get it. You do. No, actually. Of course I do. Uh-huh. Interesting. And suspicious. And you perhaps also a person of magic? Well, I do make magical drinks. Ah, enchanted mixology. That indeed is a niche. Say, innkeeper, did something you ever make explode? Occasionally. Also, welcome back, Navi. Heck yeah, welcome to the club. I think I blow something up at least once or twice a week. I'm Hex, by the way. Nice to meet you, Hex. Nice to meet you too. Just innkeeper for now. Alright. Well then, innkeeper, how about a super wheezy, breezy drink for me? Any flavors you might fancy? Maybe something, something that'll make me focus more and perhaps help me to better understand the primordial vortex? Gotcha. You want brain? We got brain. Yep, the sparkling nebula. What is there any infusions I can add in? Nope. Nothing really. Alright, a splash of this. A splash of that. Voila. This should boost your focus like nothing else. Oh gosh, my voice is deciding to cut out. Amazing. I can already feel the ideas cooking up. I think I figured out a way to get that primordial seawater too. Never mind. The explanation would be far too complex to grasp, So? What complex reason brings you to my tavern, Hex? Getting away from the other smartest person in Asteria. And who would that be? Doesn't matter. You tell me. My sister. She's studying and driving me crazy with all her theories. They're so reasonable, you know? No chaos, but there has to be a bit of chaos in everything, doesn't there? Wonder how she gets through life with so much structure. Oh. Structure is the key to everything, young lad. Without structure, there is no chaos, and thus there would be no entropy. I've found entropy to be quite essential in this world. And you are? Oh, how typically rude of me. Top of the morning to you, lad. And to you, innkeeper, is it? Correct. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I suppose you may call me Scully, and my actual living name would be too ancient to be spoken out loud. I'm an archivist. At least I used to be. Now I'm dead. Woohoo! Somewhat. Not completely, obviously. Under mysterious circumstances, I happen to be still conscious. Ah, so you're undead. Precisely, young lad. How? Well, I passed on, and then one day I rose from my grave. It was like a long sleep, completely knackered for thousands of years. Well, at least I believe it's been thousands of years. What year is it? 1755. Oh dear. My mustache. Let me pick that up. That's brutally long. So, how did you come back to life? I'm not too sure myself. Oh, but there it goes. Scully, you're gonna have to let that demon go. I'm not too sure myself. I woke up and walked on like nothing had happened. Thought to myself, might as well explore the world anew. Those who'd risen with me didn't seem to be inhabited by an independent consciousness. And alas, didn't care. Those who'd risen with you? There are more like you out there. Of course, undead rarely rise alone. They mostly serve a master. Right. However, I decided not to bother with that and go my own way. Going south, I passed through Sulford and found a small little tavern. A bit like this one, more nautical in style. They had a lot of fish. I've never been a fan of seafood. Though, I got to listen to a lot of the town's gossip. Ah, care to fill me in on that for gossip? Well, apparently, a well-known noble married a commoner and decided to run off with her, leaving the family without an heir. But there's more. Fishermen fear that Zoford has been cursed by a sea witch. They say the docks are being haunted by lovely animals that stare blankly at the waves and the moon all night. And during the day, the days are pelagos. Huh. Bit of workers. Fitting for any sea witch or wild sailor's tale. Innkeeper, say, do you have a drink for this undead fella? A drink and a mop? Just a drink. I won't be needing a mop. If you say so. What would you like? Something that'll loosen up this non-existent tongue. Something full of charm and appeal. Coming right up. Let's do this one. Sorry, that was Thunder Sage. Give it a little shock treatment, shouldn't we? Thunder Sage, there we go. Voila. A real charmer, just for you. A jolly. I feel like I can conquer worlds with my words alone. Oh. Not that I would ever do that. I care more about words than worlds. Archives things, you know? I spent most of my life reading, sorting, and archiving. That didn't leave a lot of time for dreams of hubris. Are you sure? Academic hubris is a powerful one. Come on now, that type hardly counts. Agreed, it's only natural. Oh, I think you've given me an idea, Bowman. I did. Yes, if I can enhance the aging process of cells, the incubation procedure could. Alright, I gotta go. My sister asked if you see me. No, you didn't. Thanks, bye. Poof. Energetic young fella. Indeed. If you don't mind, innkeeper, I'd like to linger here a bit and enjoy the moment. Of course. Okay, so I really didn't think they were gonna like... Okay, so we are getting more characters. I was like, oh, only 9? Okay, Hex sounds like a chaotic character. Okay, chaotic neutral. Hex is a very impulsive wizard who loves chaos and everything else. You're 48? Oh, we're a half-elf. I guess that makes sense. Anyways, and everything unreasonable. He's one of the 2 smartest people in all of Hysteria, with the other being his sister, who seems to be his complete opposite. Thanks to him, I also learned a new word. Theopracticality. Theopractically. It means practically in theory. Alright. And Scully. Chaotic neutral. You're chaotic neutral? Interesting. Skeleton age, he, him, archivist, or blue archives, neutral the magician. Scully is a Maida. And I was a Maida, and the personification of a gentleman. And he's, well, dead. Or at least he was quite dead for some time. Well, he's dead for quite some time. Before he rose again, but contrary to his fellow undead, he returned conscious. Hey, Innkeep, how's it going? Oh, fine and dandy. How about you, Fable? I'm still very busy helping the farmers rebuild their barns and fences. Also, apparently a bunch have lost their crops due to how hot the stars were. It's terrible. Seeing all this destruction is terrible. I've never seen anything like this before. Historically, the Lady of the Gilded Sea never struck me as someone to unleash painful omens. Apologies, my manner, it's impolite to burst into a conversation just like that. I'm Scully. Fable. Nice to meet you, Fable. Again, my apologies for the impulsivity. That's alright. I was quite surprised you could actually talk. Oh, no offense, I just thought, actually, usually... None taken. Usually skeletons don't speak. Theopractically, they don't. Theopractically? Practically, in theory. Exceptions confirm the rule. You sound like a wizard. Please don't say that. Okay, let's pretend I didn't. Scully, how did you like their drinks? Surely an experience. I can feel it gurgling in my bones. Sometimes they do that. Could you also make me a drink, innkeeper? I don't want my bones to jingle, but something that enhances my finesse would be nice. You know, you have to be very delicate with zucchini seeds or they'll give up immediately. Of course, coming right up. Gotta make you zoom a little. I hope this tastes refined enough. This is perfect. You know just what I need, innkeeper. Of course I do. After all, you're a regular. Of course I do. After all, you're my favorite regular. Let's go with this one. I don't know what I'd do without your tavern. Plant zucchini? Probably. So, do you think your farm will be done soon? Oh, I hope so. Not that I don't like helping them out, I do. But I think the sooner everyone can get back to normal life, the better. Do you perhaps need a hand? I happen to have two. And I might know a thing or two about crops and fences. Sure. I could use some help carrying a few things over its Triggerin. My treehouse is just around the corner. Splendid. Sounds like quite a useful endeavor. I'll gladly indulge. Thank you. Thank you. Before we go, I have something I wanted to give you. What do you have for me, Fable? Some dried honey flowers. The farmers didn't know how to thank me, so they gave me these flowers. And you're always so helpful and nice, so I wanted to share them with you. I'm sure you already have at least 4 ideas on how to use them. Thank you very much, Fable. I'll make sure to put them to good use. So, you accept donations for ingredients? Certainly. I can only get my hands on so many infusions myself. What about recipes themselves? It's always good to get more inspiration. Wonderful. In my prior life, I had access to a lot of books about magic and potion mixing. I think I still recall my assistant's favorite recipe. Do you? Store it under your hat? Of course, well, that's what I keep it. Fair enough. Thank you for the recipe. Innkeeper, thanks for being such a patient and pleasant host. I shall be on my way then, with Fable. But I'll be back, should I not crumble into a pile of bones from one day to the next? Let's hope not. I won't. I'm joking. Just joking around. I hope... I wouldn't want to be responsible for that. Anyways, Innkeeper, thank you so much. See you around. Let's go, Scully. No time to lose. Oh. New outfit. That I was able to witness such a rarity in my lifetime. Immaculate! You would even get excited about a rusty nail. Of course I would. Such a splendid chemical process. Metals have a variety of chemical processes, but rust be of my least favorite of them. Froggy? What are you, Froggy? Oh, that's a slime, Nappy. Ruins lots of work. Does it now? Yep. Makes everything porous. Oh. Kyle, Rhea, nice to see you both again. No, it's slime. Can you see all the sludge? Likewise, my dear Innkeep, how has your day been? Also, Nappy, out of all the characters you met so far, which character has been your favorite? Can't complain. I had some interesting customers today. Ah, like that one distinguished gentleman who crossed us on our way in. Distinguished, yeah. Gentleman, don't know. A giant top hat doesn't make you a gentleman. What makes you a gentleman? Manners. He was quite polite, I recall. He greeted me with the tip of his hat. You find everyone polite, even your slime. But Mr. Slime is quite polite. What a peculiar wall clock you have there. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. It looks just like the clock in Evelyn's living room. Reminds me of all the times I patiently waited for her to come home after important meetings and banquets. Do you know if that is her clock by any chance? I think that might be a story for another time. Let's not worry about it now, shall we? Okay. Say, Inky, have you read that letter yet? That'd be a story I'd love to hear right now. Not yet? No? Tragic. I've always loved writing letters. Inky, you got a drink for me, something that'll make me tougher, so I can get through today's babbling and yapping. Why, of course. Let's make them buff this time. Let's do first snow, and then something that boosts defense and other things. Okay, so honey flowers I'm gonna use this for this one. Honey flower. Okay. But Nappy, you're leaving before you answer the question though. But it's okay. It's fine. The question is, out of the characters you've seen so far, who has been your favorite? Whether it's voice-wise or other. Or even design-wise. Or, you know, you can have different questions for that. I mean, answers, sorry. Ding! Now that's what I'm talking about. A gift to the great dragons. Well, thank you. I give it my best. Can taste that. I feel sturdy already. I've had my doubts about you, Inky, but I must say you know your job. So, how has the day been for you two? The usual. Splendid! It was my first day in centuries out under the rays of the sun. How'd you like it? Brighter than I thought. The light of the sun, I mean. Rhea and I took a day trip to the capital, since I rarely get to see it full of daily life. There were so many people. Too many. Just the right amount for a city. It was so vivid it almost made me feel alive. And everyone was able to admire my beautiful cape. Is that the cape? The cape of invisibility? It absolutely is. How curious. Does that mean you two are going to Perugia now? Huh? Why would we want to go there? That was the deal. I help you get your cape. So you can attend the fancy Peruvian vampire banquet and get it, and I get me gold's worth. Oh, but I got that invitation about 500 years ago. Didn't I mention that? No. What about my material then? Well, I can give you the gold right now if you want. Can you accompany me a while longer, though? Fine. Oh, wonderful. Every second I spend with you brings me tremendous joy. What a great day to be a vampire. I've got my cape back, and I can walk under the sun like mortals do. Say, innkeeper, what have you thought of a new drink? One that would taste just as incredible as the gentle and welcoming beams of sunlight feel on your skin. That's kind of a vague description, but I think I might have something in mind already. Ah, wonderful. I wonder if my dear Evelyn would desire to walk in sunlight as well. Do you know how she's doing? Do you think I could pay her a visit? You shouldn't. I should. The air smells like reconciliation. Do you think that's a good idea?
It ain't.
Ray is like, I'm the voice of reason. It is.
Kyle, you've stolen her, your cape. Do you think she'll greet you with open arms? You know what I'd do if me ex-husband stole me hammer?
Give my voice like 1 second to calm down. What?
Take it and smash all the old deer. No one takes what's mine.
But the cape is mine.
Is she of the same opinion, you think?
Oh. Maybe you're right. It would be a shame to lose my cape again. All she'd have to do is ask, oh, my undead Evelyn. There has never been a wish of hers I turned down. And I wouldn't do what it to stay.
I don't want to have whatever you have with her. I'd lose my mind.
Well,
yeah, I know.
oh, how much I miss her. My heart is aching.
If that's all.
Maybe one day she'll reach out to me. I still miss her dearly. And I shall miss her. Oh, my voice. And I shall miss her evermore. Looking toward the mountain's peak, knowing she's merely a gasp away. Maybe a drink could help for now. Oh, would you do that? A drink for me? Of course. Something strong, please, dear. Keep us so that my heart may stop aching soon.
Oh.
The curse of being a vampire is outliving pretty much anyone you'll ever meet. So not surprising that Kyle seems to fight with abandonment issues. He has seen a few people die of old age. After all, nonetheless, he's still very attentive to others, perhaps to cherish the time he has left with them. What's the new drink I got? Okay, there's Peak Sunrise. We could do Sailor's Courage. Why not? And there we go. I can't mend your broken heart, but perhaps this helps. It does. Thank you, dear innkeeper.
Why don't you tell the innkeeper more about your day?
Right, I suppose I wasn't done yet. Where was I? Retreat to the capital, busy streets, bustling people. Roots! Roots?
Roots.
We admired the roots that enclosed the city almost like a rampart. I rarely had the chance to take a closer look. Quite fascinating.
Once I gotta agree. Almost made me believe the myths were true.
Myths.
Myths. I've told you, rumor has it, these are the roots of the ether tree, breaking through the surface and taking hold of Gaia, where guard the capital.
Ah, yes. A very good defense plan indeed.
What is Wood going to do to protect the city, to protect the stone?
Oh. He was never very involved in fortification efforts.
I figured.
Oh. Oh? We've also, met the lovely Seraph again.
How are investigations coming along?
Very well. She seems eager and determined. A detective spirit. Believe the last made her way to Dawell. Seems to be onto something. Can't wait to hear the story when she returns. Likewise. Say, Rhea, can we go to town and check out the antique dealer? Oi, why? Want to see if I can find any of my old keepsakes from the old times. Very well then, but you won't munch on the shopkeeper, will ya? Of course not. I'm well satiated from the innkeeper's creation. Alright then, let's go. Goodbye, innkeep. Enjoy your shopping spree. Oh. Well met, adventurer. Do my eyes deceive me? Minty, in the flesh. Hello, darling innkeeper. It's good to see you again. It certainly has been a while. Must be hitting that 15-year mark, right? It'll be 25 years soon, actually. Ah, you know how I am when it comes to keeping track of time spent. Keeping track of time spent longer than a decade. I'm well aware. Good thing that you have me to drop in from time to time to remind you. I couldn't be more grateful. Especially when you bring Casket and Cane along. Oh, that's Casket and Cane, or Cane and Casket. Do cute service piece still get a discount here? Always. So, what brings you back to the area? It's not your usual haunt. No, I generally prefer something more... moist? Not the word I'd have used. Or something akin to that. It's decidedly too arid around these parts for my tastes. And here I thought I would get to at least enjoy the recent downpour, but no. The stuff that came pouring down was quite unique. That's one way to put it. Destructive is another, and possibly more accurate. But I'm glad to see that your tavern hasn't suffered the same fate as many of the streets and buildings I saw on my way here. Admittedly, the journey was already quite challenging to navigate with my wheelchair before. Though the scenery has always been worth the struggle. But now, I'm afraid it wasn't possible to take in much enjoyment from the passing landscape. Not when I had to pay so much attention to not endanger myself and my sweet service piece. You've told me of your struggles with traveling before. I'm sorry to hear that recent events have made it worse. Oh, well, we're here now, aren't we? And I do have to say, using the primordial vortex as a way to skip your veranda stairs is a marvelous accessibility touch. Quite the impressive work, my friend. I'm glad to hear that my little spells are doing their job. I hope the cities will put similar care into rebuilding the streets. Flatter cobblestones would do wonders for people like me. But believe it or not, I didn't come all this way to talk about the development of inclusivity in urban infrastructure. No, really? Shocking, quite. Shocking, right? I'm here on the hunt, one could say. What do you have your eyes on? Protection pearls. I've heard a few hushed whispers in my library. Folks say the pearls appear in the Lonesome Lagoon this time of year. Ah, those again. Good hunting then. Thank you. Though, while the pearls might be my main objective, I haven't decided to come to town with only a singular purpose. I need to ask you for something, innkeeper. A good drink? No, my manuscript, darling. I believe 25 years should have enough time to proofread it, yes? Ah, of course. I finished devouring the manuscript almost as soon as you gave it to me. Just took me a while to recall doing so, you see. It's been so long since I definitely got done with that. Lovely. I'm glad I have such a reliable old friend to proofread my work. Would you like a drink while I try to engage my brain cells to remember where I put it? If you're offering, I'd be pleased to accept. Perhaps something to refresh my mind after my journey. I'll do my best. I certainly did that. Yep. Oh, we do peak sunrise. Why not? A splash of this, splash of that. Let's slash this too. And we're good. Peak sunrise. Undo. I thought very hard about making the perfect drink for you. I've missed this. Good to see your mixing skills haven't diminished one bit. In fact, darling, I think I might be coming up with an idea for a new story. Let me note this down really quick. Take your time. So, while I enjoy your mixology no matter what you put in front of me, I'd enjoy it even more if you could recall the location of my precious manuscript. You know, the one I lovingly worked away at for almost half a century whilst my library came to be. Certainly. It should be just below this pile. No, wait. I must have put it over there, actually. Alright, given this ongoing battle with your organization habits, it might take you a bit longer to recover it. And I have some pearls to get to. So how about this? I'll return it in around 7 days, and then I can text you all about my pearl hunting in exchange for my manuscript. My proofread manuscript. That would be helpful. Good. It was nice seeing your weary face again, innkeeper. Likewise, Mindy. Have a safe and pearlful journey. Ha! I'll try. Seven days should be enough to read a manuscript, right? Right? Alright. That? No? Ah. No? Guess it's not that one. See, I keep thinking the ones that are matching designs are the ones that come in, but it's not. Oh. Oh, I just didn't click on the quest thing. I had it right there. I was like, okay, so these are all Zoford. How silly of me. Ring-a-ling-ding. Alright.
chapter 9 for next time, because I think that is where we'll end this little section of our stream of our little interaction with characters. So I'll be wrapping up this a little bit. Thank you, Nappy, for stopping by. And for anybody else who came by for this little section of voice acting and my little tavern. If you see it on YouTube, thank you for watching. And if you want to see me live, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, we'll be taking a small break before we go into some TFT. So, be right back.